permanent record. With that, I now recognize Mr. Carter from Georgia. I owe Mr. Carter a couple of extra minutes from a prior hearing when he was cut off, so I'm going to recognize you for 7 minutes. If you don't want to take them all, we can roll them over to another time. But Mr. Carter's recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate you remembering that. Not that I was going to let you forget it, but nevertheless, I do appreciate you remembering it. Thank you, Ms. Young, for being here today and for answering these questions. I've got quite a few questions. In fact, it's hard for me to decide which ones to ask, but I'll start by asking you, in your testimony, you said the budget makes growth-enhancing investments that we need right now. And it predicts high growth while we're pumping, the federal government is pumping trillions and trillions of dollars into the economy, but it assumes that the economy will only grow at just under 2% per year for most of the decade. And despite all that funding, or all that spending, I should say, your projects, your projections show the GDP growing to nearly the same as in the CBO's baseline projections. And my question is, why won't these massive growth-enhancing investments, as you put them, continue long-term economic growth? I mean, why are you predicting this only going to be short-lived like this?
Congressman Carter, you probably heard me speak to the ranking member about this. The economic assumptions were built in February. We certainly expect updates, and that's why we have the mid-session review to do exactly that. And we've outperformed even our the current year growth. The first year we have a 5% number. OECD and others believe the economic growth, thanks to our robust vaccine rollout, will be closer to 6.5%. So that is something developed in February that we thankfully this country is coming out of the pandemic even better than we assumed in February.
Why is this telling us? Is this budget telling us that all the unprecedented spending that we've seen, that with the pandemic and everything else, that it's not going to pay off in the future, or do you feel like it's going to pay off?
Oh, certainly with the American Rescue Plan, it is more than paid off, not only in our economic assumptions, but the number of people we've seen hospitalized and alive after this virus. So we have turned the corner thanks to the rescue plan and the spending in that plan. What the Jobs and Families Plan does is hopes to set us on a path for a better future. So we're in a better place than even before the pandemic.
I'm not sure. Well, I'm not going to dispute what you're saying, but I'm not sure I agree with that when you consider the fact that less than 9% of the rescue plan went to health care. So nevertheless, it just, again, it sounds like we're mortgaging our children's future. I've got my grandbabies here this week with me, and, you know, I just look at them and I think, oh my gosh, what are we doing to you? What are we doing to y'all? And you know, this is intergenerational theft that we're talking about here. But nevertheless, another thing I want to ask you about, and I'll get to debt in just a minute, but it's very important to me because I've been to the border and I've seen what's happened down there, and it's very, very concerning. But as a percentage of GDP, our non-defense, our defense spending, I should say, would be reduced to 2.5%, the lowest since World War II. And it would increase non-defense spending by 42%, and this budget would. So, you know, the focus is shifted from defense spending to things like the Green New Deal. And the president's FY22 discretionary funding request for national defense is $753 billion, which that doesn't even keep up with inflation, as we all know. And meanwhile, we've got, world on fire right now. We've got the U.S. world face growing threats from China, from Iran or Russia, and the cyber criminals. And now even the Bipartisan National Defense Strategy Commission has recommended an annual 3 to 5% increase above inflation for national defense. Why is the administration ignoring this? Why are they ignoring the growing threats to our country and the world, as well as the recommendations of our national defense professionals?
Thank you, Congressman. One, I think we have to assume not just inflation growth, but a retooling. Department of Defense has to take the responsibility to make sure we are not purchasing outdated equipment that does not focus us in the right place to future adversaries. That's one. And two, remind everyone that on this non-defense side that's growing, we also have serious security spending, like Homeland Security, like Department of Justice, like our USAID and State Department. So, you know, I appreciate the split between defense and non-defense, but we certainly do have significant security funding in this non-defense side that is growing.
Does the administration not think that these are credible threats that we're seeing, that the U.S. should be conceding its world leadership role?
We think at $753 billion, we have the tools available to make sure that we can counter China and any other adversary, but we also think we have to have a diplomatic budget that keeps up with a complex and changing world, and that's what you see here.
Ms. Young, let me ask you, unlike our president and our vice president, I've been to the border, and I've been to the border recently, and I've seen the humanitarian crisis and national security crisis that we have down there. In fact, I would venture to say it's more than a crisis, it's a disaster. But nevertheless, the president's budget called for a freeze on funding for the Department of Homeland Security for fiscal year 22. Why is that when we know what's going on at the southern border?
The president called for an additional $760 million in facilities to improve border and migrant processing, $203 million more for migrant processing, $200 million more almost for technology, almost $900 million more for immigration judges. So, you know, you're certainly speaking to the top line, but we do have resources that we've devoted to
I don't mean to interrupt you, but I just want to know, so does that send us a message that the administration has no intentions to do anything about securing the border, but instead just wants to spend more money into processing the illegals as they come across?
With processing comes the ability, if asylum is not proven, that people are returned. So you absolutely need an asylum system. It's the law of the land that we have to process people with credible fear seeking asylum. We cannot violate the law in that way. So you must have these pieces to ensure that there's an orderly processing, which does turn some people back to their country of origin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the extra time.
Absolutely. Gentleman's time has expired. Now recognize the gentlewoman from California, Ms. Chu, for